proclaim our lives as something kind of isolated from everything else. And that's what a lot of us get caught up in. A lot of us get caught up in our little worlds, our little career paths, and our little studies and research and stuff that we forget to look up. Jane is someone who's trying to seek answers by bridging a gap, literally, between Midgard and Asgard. So she's one of the first modern scientists to say, hey, there's something fishy going on. I can feel it, and I'm going to the source of it. And then through the storm, through the eye of the storm, the god of lightning descends. And
Thank you for your patronage.
Thank you!
what's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Mentally Gone Reacts. My name is Callie Lacerda.
And I'm Gabriella Lopes.
And today we will be jumping headfirst back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes.
With
Thor.
I believe it's the first now kind of mythological entity, you know, pulling directly from Norse mythology. We've kind of let go of the reins of Iron Man and the technological Superman, you know, in that sense. And there's the Hulk and the human, and now we're going into the god realm.
Like
right?
No science and machinery.
No science, only
we're going
faith.
Going
faith.
Completely different direction.
And I'm curious to see how the divine aspects are going to be explored, you know, by Marvel. And, you know, and just how they're going to revamp this age-old tale.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Because I know a little bit about Norse mythology, a little bit from my time studying like ancient Europe. And I had a professor who was super, super nerdy about Viking heritage and culture. So that's about as far as my understanding goes. And if it applies, I'll like pull, you know, like any like old school Norse stuff. Yes.
Don't forget your light. Yeah,
Red.
there you go.
Okay, red.
I was gonna say that my knowledge of Norse mythology is very, very, very minuscule.
Mine is really small too. Like I just know the basics, like creation myth a little bit, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I know the names, I know a few stories, but that's pretty much it. I would like to find out more watching this, and we'll see how it goes, you know?
Let's just try it out. So, anything else?
No, I'm excited, because Iron Man 2, the last one, was really fun to watch.
It was. It felt like an experience, and these movies hit the spot in a way where you don't really have to intellectualize too much of it. Like, you don't really have to be too cerebral about it, and I've been just learning that in these movies, I just let myself go a little bit, just be taken for a ride. And just enjoy it and just have fun with the oohs and the ahs, and but then also and then also integrate the like essence of like deeper thinking, which is what I can't live without. Like I can't help but overlook into things, you know.
That's what we do here. Mentally Gone.
Studio.
Jinx, you want me soda?
No, I don't. I don't got money for that.
I don't drink soda.
All right. So with that being said, guys, early access is available on Patreon. Always early access, full uncut reaction. You do have to have your own copy. We provide the timestamps, and then you can sync your copy with our copy, and we can all watch it together as if we're in the same room.
Yes.
No?
All right.
These might be a little too dark.
Ooh, I love these comic intros.
And there's definitely like a different atmosphere already, right? There's an epicness to it with the soundtrack. Marvel Studios.
Oh, let me get my notebook.
Oh, yeah, and we take notes.
Oh, yeah, it ended with the hammer, right?
In New Mexico.
In the end credits, post-credit.
A little nice tie-in. These are scientists. Science. Oh, I've seen that actress in Two Broke Girls, I believe. It's like a show about two waitresses. I've never seen it, but I've definitely recognized her. Not her, the other one.
I wouldn't have asked you to fly out here if I wasn't absolutely sure.
Jane, I think you want to see this.
The camera work is very claustrophobic. It's like we're inside the van with them.
I thought you said it was a subtle aurora.
Go!
Whoa, what the heck?
Wow, look at that. Oh.
Oh my gosh.
What are you doing?
Oh my God.
I'm dying for 6 college credits.
Oh, she wants to fly directly in the. Ooh, oh. Oh, there's a man. There's a guy. Ah! Who's that? Who's that?
I'm so sorry.
Do me a favor and don't be dead. Please. Where did he come from?
Mankind accepted a simple truth, that they were not alone in this universe. From a realm of cold and darkness came the frost giant.
Frost giants, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Ooh.
The mortal world into a new ice age.
Jotunheim, I think, is where the frost giants come from.
Would not face this threat alone.
Oh shoot. Sheesh.
Ooh.
In the end, their king fell.
Oh, see, he loses his eye.
Ooh.
The source of their power was taken from them. We withdrew from the other worlds and returned home, Asgard.
Asgard. Wow, look at that. Sheesh, it's
Oh
like
my gosh.
it's like a crystal mountain.
It was Asgard and its warriors that brought peace to the universe.
I would like a house there.
I would like to stay, please, sir.
But the day will come when one of you will have to defend that peace.
I'll hunt the monsters down and slay them all.
A wise king never seeks out war. But he must always be ready for it.
That's a cool. Yeah, that's very true.
I'm ready, Father. So am I.
Only one of you can ascend to the throne, but both of you were born to be king.
Wow. Oh, so we already have like challenge sibling rivalry.
It seems like they're older already, right? Like, has time passed?
Oh.
Because it's Thor and his other half, Loki, who's a trickster deity. And then the wife, I believe, or the mom is like Freya.
He's very like, very, very proud.
Did he wink at his mother? The heck? Odin stood up. He's like, no. I'm curious to know what this blue box is.
Do you swear to cast aside all selfish ambition and to pledge yourself only to the good of the realm?
I swear!
What's going on?
Oh! Oh!
Ooh, what the?
Frost giants.
Oh no.
That was the thing that was keeping their planet alive, I think. So, I don't know.
Yeah. But how do they invade Asgard so easily?
I guess we'll find out. Ooh.
Damn, this is Odin's secret weapon. Oof. What is that thing?
If the Frost Giants had stolen even one of these relics,
They didn't.
look how far they got!
We will find the breach in our defenses and it will be sealed.
As king of Asgard,
But you're not king!
Oh my god.
This guy needs to be humbled a little bit.
Yeah.
He thinks he knows everything.
If it's any consolation, I think you're right. About the Frost Giants, about Laufey, about everything. If they found a way to penetrate Asgard's defenses once, who's to say they won't try again?
that's the only way to ensure the safety of our borders.
Thor, it's madness.
Madness? Who led you into the most glorious of battles?
You did.
You thought you died and gone to Valhalla. Who did? And who proved wrong all who scoffed at the idea that a young maiden could be one of the fiercest warriors this realm has ever known?
I did.
True, but I supported you, Sif.
So yes, he gets the credit.
We're going to Jotunheim.
Nobody gets anything done without Thor's involvement.
Oh gosh. I don't want to mess with Odin. Come on.
Yeah, going against Odin is a big choice, huh? Wow, look at the world building.
Ooh, look at at that bridge.
I forgot about the name of the bridge. There's supposed to be like a rainbow bridge.
It kind of is colorful. It is a rainbow.
It looks colorful, right?
Yeah.
I suppose it's this one, but it connects the Asgard to all the other ones.
Ooh, what the? Who's this supposed to be?
He's probably the guardian of the portal.
Good handout.
You're not dressed warmly enough.
I'm sorry.
Do you think that you can deceive me?
And tell no one where we have gone until we've returned. Understand?
Heimdall. Silver tongue turned to lead.
Are they all immortal?
That's a good question. Well, if they're gods, I know Thor and Loki are.
Ooh. I feel like we just went right into the eye of
Someone's
the
eye.
universe.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Imagine this in 3D, like in theaters.
Yeah.
2011. You're like, what?
Where are they?
Hiding. As cowards always do.
He always assumes the lowest of his opponents, right? It's like they're hiding. They're definitely not trying to ambush us or anything.
I know, right?
He doesn't think that highly.
Your father is a murderer and a thief. And why have you come here? To make peace? You're nothing but a boy, trying to prove himself a man.
Oh my gosh.
Thor, stop and think. Look around you. We're outnumbered.
Know your place, brother.
Ego.
Go now, while I still allow it.
I don't know that he's gonna take that offer.
We will accept your most gracious offer.
Loki's about to cry. You can see the tear pulling up.
Run back home, little princess.
Dad.
That's how you wound. That's how you wound the ego.
Next.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh shoot.
He's physically strong too.
Oh my gosh. There's so many attempts there already.
Careful what you wish for. Oh shoot. Oh damn! He punched him through the ground.
He's like laughing while he's fighting.
This guy's a psychopath. He loves violence. Look at him. Oh, it comes back just like a boomerang. That's pretty convenient.
He retrieves it.
Yeah. What is his power? Oh, there you go.
Ooh.
Because he's a trickster deity.
Oh, he kind of bends reality.
Yeah. Creates chaos.
Don't let him touch you!
Oh, it touched him. It touched him. Oh no, it touched him.
What?
But his turns back?
Ooh, that would make sense why they can't like overstay their welcome there.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's dead. He's gone.
We must go! Then go!
Damn, he's taking them all on.
Wow.
Oh, there's a monster.
Oh my gosh. Well, now his offer's not open anymore for them to leave.
No.
Not by choice, no.
And how do they activate the bridge?
I don't know.
Just off. Like a whirlpool.
Oh my gosh, what are you gonna do?
3D.
Oh my god, what is that thing?
I don't know. I don't like it. His friends are about to get devoured. Oh, shoot. Oh, my God.
Ooh, uh-oh.
Oh, I thought she was gone.
Oh, this is intense already.
The god of lightning and thunder.
Find out! Open the bridge!
Oh, they call out.
But it takes some time, right? Because it was spinning and then it shot.
Yeah, and you don't want someone else to get on that bridge.
I was about to say if this monster does, imagine.
How does that work? What if he gets this thing to go in there?
Oh, and I asked if this was PG-13.
He just flew right through its mouth. I feel like he started a war, though, that hadn't been really started. And now what? Oh my god, they're right there.
No, Thor. I mean Odin.
We'll finish them together!
Silence.
Uh-oh.
Laufey, end this now.
Your boys sought this out.
Uh-oh.
These are the actions of a boy. Treat them as such.
Oof. Uh-oh.
He'll get what he came for. War and death.
Damn.
Oh god. Ooh, he started a war. And they already infiltrated and they didn't really get information on how.
That's really well made.
He is not happy.
The Jotuns must learn to fear me, just as they once feared you.
You are a vain, greedy, cruel boy!
And you are an old man and a fool!
You are unworthy of these realms, unworthy of your title! You're unworthy!
Wow.
He has a really cool eye patch, though.
I now take from you your power. In the name of my father,
Ooh.
I Odin, your father, cast you out!
Wow. Cast it out.
Whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor.
Ooh.
Oh, and then he falls on her. Wow, that's crazy.
And the hammer falls on her too. He has to reunite with the hammer.
That was a great loopy-loop, whatever they just did. Starts and then ends where it started. That was a nice loopy.
Gosh.
Wow, casted to Earth.
Where did he come from?
Hammer? Hammer?
Yeah, we can tell you're hammered.
They're like, what is he blathering about?
Jane, we have to take him to the hospital.
Father!
He's fine. Look at him.
I'm down! I know you can hear me. Open the Bifrost!
Hospital, you go. I'll stay.
Dornheim!
New Mexico?
You dare threaten me, Thor, with so puny a weapon?
Oh, so with his unworthiness, I mean, casted, he loses his powers, right?
Yeah.
Next time you decide to taser somebody, make sure it's already in the car, okay?
In the car.
The hammer holds the power, it seems, because he said whosoever possessed this hammer shall possess the power of Thor. So Thor is just the...
Oh, and the hammer right there, you saw it?
Yeah.
It just well.
In the
So
distance.
Thor is just a conduit for the hammer's powers.
So anybody could be Thor, technically.
He said it
Technically,
was
yeah.
Thor?
And your relationship to him.
I've never met him before.
Until she hit him with a car.
I grazed him, but she tasered him.
Hey, they should be calling the cops.
Two sisters up to no good.
He's taking a little blood.
How dare you attack the son of...
Oh my god, he's actually pretty old. Even the lady.
Oh my gosh.
They're literally fighting Thor. Oh, that's so creative. Look at that. This is exactly how he would react. Like, I'm gonna take your blood out without your consent.
No match for the mighty!
And euthanized.
Big Pharma always wins. That's the message here, kids. Big Pharma over God. It's like
needles and
modern
Thor.
medicine and science up here wins. That's literally what they're saying.
Wow, look at the indent left. Is that the hammer?
Probably. It left a huge crater. Come running. Oh, look. It's like the Arthurian legends. worthy. Cuente antiguo. Antiguo. So old what? What's it called? Cuente?
I didn't. Oh.
Land of enchantment.
Really? Huh.
An Einstein-Rosen bridge is a theoretical connection between two different points of space.
It's a wormhole.
Hey, check this out.
I think I left something at the hospital.
Oh, look, there's an outline of drunk Thor falling through. Strapped him in.
Oh. I mean, yeah, I would probably do the same thing. Especially with my small wrist. I just shimmy my way out.
Like it's magic.
We find him.
Oh my
they
god.
found it.
Found it. Again, she hit him with the car. Look at all the farmers.
Oh, they're gonna try out. It's like, who's the strongest? Look, they're barbecuing. They're grilling.
America.
I got it. Look, look. He's like, give me a drink.
Damn, they're gonna try to pick up.
Oh my gosh. If that doesn't get it out, full throttle.
Oh, damn.
Did it work?
Oh, shoot. That's Stan Lee, right?
Yeah, Stan Lee does cameos in every single one. Look, this is where Iron Man 2 dropped off.
Oh, here's the Men in Black.
The government comes to ruin all the fun.
Sir, we found it.
Hey, close the eyes.
Is it over?
No, okay. Of course they're gonna do that, right?
This mortal form has grown weak. I need sustenance.
This mortal form has grown weak. He's mortal now.
We should never have let him go.
There was no stopping him.
Which is what we'd all be if that god hadn't told Odin where we'd gone.
He was also touched, and he's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I told him to go to Odin after we'd left. He should be flogged for taking so long. We should never have reached Jotunheim.
You told the god?
I saved our lives.
Wow.
I had no idea Father would banish him for what he did.
Wait, I'm confused.
You must go to the Allfather and convince him to change his mind.
And if I do, then what? I love Thor more dearly than any of you, but you know what he is. He's dangerous. You saw how he was today.
He's not lying.
Oh, he told the guard to tell Odin?
Yeah.
Oh.
But he's always been jealous of Thor.
We should be grateful to him. He saved our lives.
There were traitors in the house of Odin. Master of magic could bring 3 Jotuns into Asgard.
Master of magic.
But you're talking about something else entirely.
Treason. Yeah, treason is different than a little chaos. Oh. Maybe they're right, actually.
Stop!
The Allfather, right?
Am I cursed?
He's always present.
No.
What am I?
You're my son.
Oh.
Oh, wow. He's one of them.
That's why he
The
turned
casket wasn't the only thing you took from Jotunheim that day, was it?
In the aftermath of the battle, I went into the temple and I found a baby.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
It's not even biologically his.
For a giant's offspring, abandoned, suffering, Laufey's son.
Oh, the ruler.
Why would you take me?
You were an innocent child.
No, you took me for a purpose. What was it? Tell me!
Oh my gosh.
I thought we could unite our kingdoms one day, bring about an alliance, bring about a permanent peace through you.
Locked up here until you might have use. You could have told me what I was from the beginning. Why didn't you? Why you favored Thor, all because no matter how much you claim to love me.
What's going on with Odin?
He might have had a heart attack.
That happens to Odin?
He's old. I don't know.
Huh.
I don't think he's dying. I think he's just weak.
What if it's a test?
God, please help!
Oh my gosh.
Seeing some kind of satellite landed out in the desert until the Fed showed up.
Excuse me, did you say there was a satellite crash?
This is going on Facebook. Smile.
I don't know anything about satellites, but
It was heavy. All over it.
Which way?
50 miles west of here.
He doesn't know traffic laws. She doesn't even know what cars are. Look. She's like, move out.
If you take me there now, I'll tell you everything you wish to know.
Everything?
Yes. All the answers you seek will be yours once I reclaim Mjolnir.
Mjölnir?
Mjölnir.
Mjölnir. Mjölnir. Mjolnir. Mjolnir. Hammer.
This is no coincidence. We have to find out what's in that crater.
But I'm not talking about the crater, I'm talking about
But he's promising us answers.
It's delusional. It's the stories I grew up with as a child.
I'm just gonna drive him. That's it.
He's dangerous, Jane.
Is this her father?
Good question.
I'm sorry.
Oh, so maybe it's
but
like
I
a
can't take you.
colleague.
This is where we say
Professor or
goodbye.
something, yeah. Oh. It's clear why she wants to go, right?
Yeah.
It's clear as day. She's like doing the dress thing.
Curtsy.
That's funny.
What the hell is going on here?
First Time Agent Coulson with S.H.I.E.L.D.
Is that supposed to mean something to me?
Shield from Iron Man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the same good dude.
We're investigating a security threat. We need to appropriate your records and all your atmospheric data.
By appropriate, do you mean steal? I'm on the verge of understanding something extraordinary. And everything I know about this phenomenon is either in this lab or in this book, and you can't just take this away.
She shouldn't have told them that.
What about the backups?
They took our backups. They took the backups of our backups. They were extremely thorough.
The pioneer in gamma radiation. S.H.I.E.L.D. showed up and he wasn't heard from again.
They're not going to do that.
Gamma radiation is the Hulk. The Incredible Hulk.
Let me contact one of my colleagues. He's had some dealings with these people before.
They took your laptop too.
Damn, he's talking about Bruce Banner. That's crazy. It's like tying in now. I wonder if they're going to mention Tony Stark.
All Father, we must speak with you urgently.
Oh.
Ooh, that took a turn.
My friends.
Where's Odin?
Father has fallen into the Odin sleep. You can bring your urgent matter to me.
This guy's very edgy. Like, I can't read him, and that's throwing me off.
We would ask that you end Thor's punishment.
My first command cannot be to undo the All-Father's last. All of us must stand together for the good of Asgard.
Kneel.
Good, then you will wait for my word.
Beg the indulgence of Your Majesty to perhaps reconsider.
We're done.
I don't entirely disagree with him, but it is a little suspicious.
I want to know what the Odin sleep is all about.
It feels very selfish. Either way it goes, Thor, Loki, whatever.
It does. Look, see, Bifrost Bridge. Rainbow Bridge. See? I knew it. I knew it. I vaguely remember.
Thursday.
I need a horse.
We don't have horses.
And give me one of those large enough to ride.
Hey, you still need a lift?
Like this before.
Oh, she's going behind their backs, or did she tell them?
But you're brave to do it.
Well, you just stole my entire life's work. I don't really have much left to lose.
But you're clever. Far more clever than anyone else in this realm. What you seek, it's a bridge.
Like a Einstein Rosen bridge?
More like a rainbow bridge.
God, I hope you're not crazy.
They're heading towards dusk.
I never get used to seeing him like this.
He kept the truth from you so that you would never feel different. You are our son, Loki.
We shall see.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to that one a little bit.
Damn, look at, they already built like a whole thing around it.
They would have hauled the wreckage away. They wouldn't have built a city around it.
Once I have Mjolnir, I will return the items they've stolen from you.
You think you're just gonna walk in, grab our stuff, and walk out?
No, I'm gonna fly out.
Oh, it's because they can't lift it, right? So they can't.
We've got something outside the fence, west side.
Delancey, Jackson, go check it out.
Oh, but they have guns, right? Oh.
I mean, he's disguised a little bit, so. Oh my gosh.
How do they know?
Woo! My gosh.
I need eyes up high with a gun.
Oh, we're going old school modern right here.
Crossbow.
Yeah. Sheesh. That guy in a suit had no chance.
Damn, he's taking out people with guns.
I know. They didn't even try to shoot at him.
Yeah, I don't see why.
You want me to slow him down, sir?
No, this guy has a
Or are you sending in more
crossbow.
guys for him to beat up?
I'll let you know.
I know, right? Like, it's useless.
Like, he's beating up everybody they send.
It's literally useless.
Oh my god, he's gonna get
arrogant.
shot as soon as he gets there.
Look how arrogant he is. Dang.
Oh, shoot.
Big. Fought bigger.
Shush.
Oh, damn.
Point blank and still no reaction. Wow.
Ouch, my ribs. Ow.
Just broke a few right there.
Oh, God.
And the guy's still not letting down. Look at that. Sheesh. Oh.
Damn.
Oh. That broke your rib cage, right?
Damn. And his cranium.
And his sternum or whatever it's called. I don't know what else.
Come on, come on.
Can't he just like call it?
You better call it, Coulson. I'm starting to root for this guy.
They're kind of curious, actually.
Last chance, sir.
Wait. I want to see this.
Everything's like slow motion.
It's like a reunion.
Yeah.
And
that's what I was expecting. Like, he's still cocky. Like, it doesn't make him worthy to take down humans, right?
oh, shoot. He has to know what it feels like to not be able to possess the power.
Yeah, he has to prove himself worthy.
All right, show's over. Ground units move in.
Wow, he just gave up. He's just like, all right, my father has forsaken me.
Because imagine how, like, disheartening that feels. It's like he probably feels like it's permanent, like he's doomed to live on Earth and be mortal and not be Thor anymore.
And not have access to his home.
Yeah.
Look, and Heimdall saw everything.
The crime is in jail.
I can't just leave him there.
Why?
You didn't see what I saw.
Look, it's Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
Is this the diner? Oh, shoot.
The children's section. I just wanted to show you how silly a story was.
But you're the one who's always pushing me to chase down every possibility.
I'm talking about science, not magic.
Some of the most highly trained professionals in the world look like a bunch of minimum wage mall cops. That's hurtful. In my experience, it takes someone who's received similar training to do what you did to them.
He has no idea what this guy's talking about, probably.
He's just thinking about his father.
Chechnya?
Pakistan,
Afghanistan?
He's like, what is this guy blathering about?
He's like, Asgard.
Who are you? One way or another, we find out what we need to know. We're good at that.
I don't know. Oh.
Ooh.
Loki,
Visited
what are you doing here?
by the devil.
I had to see you. What's happened? Tell me, is it Jotunheim? Let me explain to Father.
Father is dead.
He's in the Odin sleep. He's not dead. That's a lie. He's a trickster, remember?
It was too much for him to bear.
Puts it all on him.
It was so cruel to put the hammer within your reach, knowing that you could never lift it. The burden of the throne has fallen to me now.
The burden. Look at the way he dresses things up.
Can I come up?
The truce with Jotunheim is conditional upon your exile.
Yes, but couldn't we find a way?
And Mother has forbidden your return.
It's not true. None of that's true.
This is goodbye, brother.
Wow, he's stripping him of any hope.
I am sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. I just got back.
So only he can see him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, the cameras would have caught him. Exactly. Oh, he's gonna try it. Oh, he's invisible.
Oh. He's not worthy either.
His name is Donald Blake. You have dangerous coworkers, Dr. Selvig.
He was distraught when he found out that you'd taken all of our research. That was years of his life gone. You can understand how a man could go off like that.
He's covering?
That's how he put it.
That still doesn't explain how he managed to tear through our security.
Gave him an alias. Steroids. He's no big deal, right? Falsified data.
Oh, Johnny. Right, I'm taking you home now.
Just walks out? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. The government would never let this man see the day of light again. They would like try to get who he works for. Yeah, right.
Where are we going?
To get a drink.
Follow them.
Of course.
Oh gosh, that's the only reason.
Yeah, it's to learn more.
Yeah.
You know, I had it all backwards.
That's not a bad thing, finding out that you don't have all the answers. You start asking the right questions.
Very true.
You learn.
For the first time in my life, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do.
Hey, me too.
Thank you for what you've done.
I only did it for Jane. My father and I taught at university together.
Oh.
He was a good man.
Aw. He probably took them under his wing.
I've seen the way she looks at you.
I swear to you, I mean her no harm.
Good. In that case, I'll buy you another round. You leave town tonight.
Ooh.
Do Boilermakers.
Boilermakers.
Damn.
That's a drink worthy of Thor.
That's more like it.
He's probably just gonna chug it. Because in Asgard, that's what you do all day. You drink ale or Yale, I think they call it.
Ale, yeah.
Ale with Odin and the warriors and the Valkyries. The rightful heir of Jotunheim. Loki, the prince.
Yeah.
Of the frost giants.
Ooh, he said that they will both grow up to be kings.
And he's gonna put the little box back, probably, right? He brought the box now that he's king of Asgard, king of the High Realms.
Kill him.
After all I've done for you.
So you're the one who showed us the way into Asgard.
To ruin my brother's big day.
Oh, shoot.
Lead you into Odin's chambers, and you can slay him where he lies.
What?
Once Odin is dead, I will return the casket to you, and you can return Jotunheim to all its,
glory.
Glory.
I accept.
Oh, shoot. I mean, yeah, to kill Odin, that's a great opportunity, huh?
I turned my gaze upon you in Jotunheim, but could neither see you nor hear you. You were shrouded from me like the frost giants that entered this realm. Someone has found a way to hide that which he does not wish me to see.
Ooh.
Did Odin ever fear you?
No.
And why is that?
Because he is my king, and I'm sworn to obey him.
He was your king, and you're sworn to obey me now. Yes? Then you will open the Bifrost to no one until I have repaired the damage that my brother has done.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of politics.
He's like playing chess here.
Mm-hmm. It's like 4-dimensional, 8-dimensional chess.
Oh my god. Is he okay?
Ah.
We drank, we fought. He made his ancestors proud.
Put him on the bed.
Made his ancestors proud. Oh, is he like of like Viking lineage, maybe? This old guy?
Maybe.
Are these your chambers?
It's more of a temporary living situation. I'm sorry, I don't usually have guests.
She put the cereal.
That's not the right place for it. Can we go outside?
Of course.
Yes, of course. Fire.
You've been very kind to me. I've been far less grateful than you deserve.
Well, I hit you with my car a couple times, so.
Perhaps I had it coming.
Oh my god.
Whoa, he knew.
They're gonna do everything in their power to make sure this research never sees the light of day.
You must finish what you've started.
Why?
Because you're right. Your ancestors called it magic, and you call it science. Well, I come from a place where they're one and the same thing.
Interesting. Lady, pay attention.
Your world is one of the 9 realms of the cosmos, linked to each other by the branches of Yggdrasil, the world's tree. The images glimpsed through, what did you call it? This Hubble telescope.
Hubble. Hubble.
Tell me more.
So the 9 realms. There is Midgard, which is Earth.
Midgard, yes.
And Asgard. And that's where I come from.
Yeah, there's always a little fly in here. The fly's from Jersey.
Aww. He has to leave, though, tonight.
Asgard on the brink of war, yet you've managed to consume 4 wild boar.
Oh my god.
Shame on you, don't you care?
Do not mistake my appetite for apathy!
Stop it!
I'm pretty hungry.
Me too.
I could eat. What?
Yeah.
We must go. We must find Thor.
True.
What? They're gonna go?
To hell with treason and suicide.
Thor would do the same for us.
Yeah. Bros before laws, right?
Heimdall might be watching.
Oh, yeah, they don't have the power of concealment.
Heimdall.
Heimdall demands your presence.
He's always watching.
He might be an advocate for it, though, because he doesn't really seem to like...
You would defy the commands of Loki, our king. Break every oath you have taken as warriors and commit treason to bring Thor back.
Yes.
Good.
See?
I am bound by honor to our king. I cannot open the bridge to you.
Now what do we do?
You can open the bridge for yourselves.
He could turn a blind eye.
Yeah.
Which is what Odin does.
Ooh.
Blind eye.
Loopholes, look. Oh, shit. Oh, no. That's not what you want to do with this king.
Yeah, this king doesn't like...
Wait.
Wow, they landed on Earth.
What the hell was that?
I don't know, sir. We got massive energy readings out of nowhere, and then they just disappeared.
Another
15
wormhole.
miles due northwest.
Let's go take a look.
Yeah, government technology is always glitching. It's like, well, what's the point? Ooh, some breakfast. I would love to have some breakfast for dinner.
Ooh, I love that. Pancakes.
Some IHOP, yeah. Just order some IHOP.
I say pancakes and not pancakes.
Pancakes?
Pancakes.
You from Jersey? You
Yeah.
say pancakes? I say pancakes. It's always slanted, right?
Yeah, I was going to mention that at the end.
Look at that, even these. Ooh, he's gonna unleash the...
My brother does not return.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Destroy everything.
What?
Destroyer. Huh. Look, they're in town for the Renaissance Fair. Everybody's like, wait, the Renaissance Fair is this year?
The good thing is that humans are relatively harmless.
Renaissance Fair! What the heck? What the heck? Are you serious?
We've got Xena, Jackie Chan, and Robin Hood.
Jackie Chan.
Hey, that's kind of racist.
Oh my gosh.
Found you!
Oh my gosh, imagine.
I don't believe it.
Oh, excuse me. The Lady Sif and the Warriors 3.
We're here to take you home.
My father is dead because of me. I must remain in exile.
Your father still lives.
Loki. Liar.
Ooh.
Liar.
And now that like hopelessness just turned into like, you know, resentment a little bit.
Yeah. A reason to avenge himself now.
Now that I am king, you are relieved of your duties as gatekeeper and no longer citizen of Asgard.
And I need no longer obey you.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Wow. Oh, shoot.
Oh my gosh.
I got my own Mjolnir. Electric. Thunder.
Poor things.
No, they're annoying. Dude, it's fruit flies. And people said that we should take the trash out. It's because we eat a lot of fruit down here.
Yeah, it's the bananas. The
It's all the
bananas
banana peels.
get a little overripe.
But I've got my Mjolnir. I'm going to handle it.
Damn, now he's integrating his powers as the frost giant that he is.
And he
But
sent the destroyer.
Somebody else coming?
giant is an overstatement for him because he's not very giant.
Is that one of Stark's? I don't know.
Is that one of Stark's?
Guy never tells me anything.
That guy never tells me anything.
He's like, Tony, take it easy.
You're using unregistered weapons technology. Identify yourself.
Oh, I am the destroyer.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
We need some time.
You'll have it.
Okay, moving people.
Everybody in positions. You can eat later. Everybody's like, but my pancakes.
This must feel like an apocalypse.
Yeah. Damn, the
Keep it
destroyer.
distracted.
It's a force to be reckoned with. Oh no. Oh man.
Not the 7-Eleven.
Ah, slushies. Teamwork. Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
His intentions were good.
Yeah.
Donut land. Look, you would have loved to live in this town.
Oh no. Ooh.
Right in the throat.
That's it? No way.
Nah, it can't be that easy, right?
I mean, he doesn't have any internal organs, so.
Yeah, and it's not even a he, right? It's a it.
Oh my god.
Gee. Where's Iron Man when you need him?
Yeah.
Go now.
This guy's always like drunk. He looks drunk always. This dude. Oh, is he okay though?
As if you've done all you can.
No, I will die a warrior's death. Stories will be told of this day.
Live and tell those stories yourself.
I feel like they have some history, huh?
Now go.
I don't think Jane would appreciate that conversation, that little pep talk. Hey, keep your hands into yourself, Thor.
You must return to Asgard. You have to stop Loki.
What about you?
Do not worry, my friends. I have a plan.
I trust Thor a little bit. I don't know.
I feel like I do because he has really no reason to save them.
He has nothing to lose now, right?
Yeah, but for him to like step in to save them, that's pretty.
Heroic.
It's pretty worthy.
Oh, heroic, huh?
If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Let's see. He's going to sacrifice himself.
No, you can't. He is. Look.
Yeah, it's the point of the hero's journey, right? You have to
Exactly.
sacrifice yourself selflessly to save others. That is the way.
Or it might be another turning point where he gets thrown.
But these people are innocent. Taking their lives will gain you nothing. So take mine.
Ooh.
And end this.
Willing sacrifice.
Wow.
Oof, right to the face.
Of course he would jump at the opportunity to kill him. Oh my gosh.
It like slashed his chest. Wow. He's still seeing everything.
Whosoever holds this hammer.
Ooh, I just got full body chills. Ooh. Wow, the way they did this is crazy.
Shall possess the power of Thor.
What?
Wow, look at that.
Oh my gosh. Get out the way!
Get out. Get out. Get out. You're gonna get squashed.
No.
No!
The resurrection.
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty crazy. Look at that. And with it, just like you said, he becomes a conduit for the divine powers.
God.
Literally.
They're like magic does exist.
Yeah. He is a god.
Ooh.
Now it's a real battle. Look at the storm. Can this thing fly? Oh, it's flying now. Wow. Just like that.
We must go to the Bifrost site. I would have words with my brother.
Excuse me. Donald?
Donald.
I don't think you've been completely honest with me.
Know this, son of Cole.
Son of Cole.
You return the items you have taken from Jane.
Stolen.
Borrowed. Of course you can have your equipment back. You're going to need it to continue your research.
Would you like to see the bridge you spoke of?
The bridge. Oh, wait, you could take mortals?
Whoa!
Sheesh. Oh, he's gonna show her a bridge, all right.
Oh my gosh, he's gonna take her for a ride.
Welcome to Asgard.
If you know what I mean.
Hey, yo. Oh, the evil people. So is Odin gonna wake up now? Because he's obviously been watching, right? He was crying.
It was all a test. He probably put himself into that sleep.
Yeah, yeah. Like, how would his kingdom fare?
He's breaking out of the frost.
He needs some proactive. He's breaking out.
From the Bifrost.
Who turned the AC on in here? He's like, what's going on?
I didn't see it.
You didn't see it.
I thought he saw everything.
Heimdall.
Oh, shoot. Come on, Heimdall.
Hey, performance anxiety happens to all of us. Right?
If you can hear me, we need you now.
Oh.
We need you now.
Duty calls. Yeah, he's much stronger than these giants. Much stronger, right?
Yeah.
Come on, wait, relax. He's waking up.
He seems ancient.
He does, yeah. And the other girl doesn't get to go?
I will return for you.
Oh, he's not taking her yet.
Yeah, there's too much conflict there.
Oh. Oh, what a gentleman. He didn't even go in for the...
Kids, listen to your mother. Close your eyes.
Okay.
Close your eyes. Don't be like your mother. Close your eyes.
Damn. And this video is gonna get cut short. No, I'm kidding.
There's like random cuts now. The Bifrost Bridge.
Leave my brother to me.
Awaken, Odin.
Odin, son.
Please. Oh, he's already there.
Oh.
Oh, no.
That's not how you greet a queen. Queen of Asgard. You think Jane becomes the new queen?
Maybe, if they don't kill her.
Your death came.
Jeez. Right on time. Oh, I thought it was Thor's hammer.
And your death came by the son of Odin.
Wow.
Loki, you saved him.
Oh my gosh.
I still don't buy it.
That they will pay for what they've done today.
Loki.
Oh, Mama's gonna know the truth. Mama's gonna know Loki's a bad boy.
You're a talented liar, brother. Always have been.
It's good to have you back. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to destroy Jotunheim.
Oh my gosh. What the heck?
I like how they still rely on horses. That's really cool.
But it seems like he kind of already sees who's worthy.
Yeah, he already knew, right? Like, he's the Allfather. He knows his sons.
Or he appoints them both kings if Loki flips over his leaf a little bit.
True. Huh. It's like stratifying like a tree, the tree of life. Yggdrasil.
The Bifrost will build until it rips Jotunheim apart.
But Odin didn't want to destroy Jotunheim.
I feel like Jotunheim is a necessary evil, right? Like, you have to keep, like, restore balance or maintain balance in the universe.
It's still one of the realms.
Yeah.
So him destroying it isn't really smart at all, actually.
It's not wise.
You can't kill an entire race.
Why not? You could have killed them all with your bare hands. Now fight me.
Ooh.
I never wanted the throne. I only ever wanted to be your equal.
Wow.
Loki, this is madness.
Is it madness? Is it?
Oh my gosh.
Come on, what happened to you on Earth that turned you so soft?
He found
Don't tell
love.
me it was that woman.
Love, yeah. Unconditional love.
When we're finished here, I'll pay her a visit myself.
Oh, he found a way to get him to fight.
The hammer versus the scepter. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Ooh, they're gonna destroy the bridge. They're gonna destroy the bridge. I love how it's ocean, right? Like it's just water. The regular earth element.
Brother, please.
Oh no.
Oh. He's the god of illusion, trickster. I wonder what those horns represent, if anybody knows. Oh, he can't get up. He literally can't move. Wow.
Imagine.
There's nothing you can do.
Oh, he's gonna sever the bridge. Oh, that's when he wakes up.
Ooh.
What are you doing?
Destroy the bridge, you'll let us see her again!
It could be a tool for destruction or to build, right?
Forgive me, Jane.
Oh, he did it. Wow, look at that. It's all water. Sheesh.
But now what?
Now there's no bridge, I guess.
That was what was connecting the realms.
Oh, here he is. Just in time.
Look, holding both of them up.
With one arm. Just like that.
I could have done it, Father! I could have done it!
No, Loki.
Loki, no.
Oh, wow. Into the void.
Wow. And he won't come back for her.
Just like that, huh?
Aw.
Valhalla. Is this considered Valhalla? Is Asgard Valhalla? Or are both the same thing?
Maybe.
My queen, I'm so sorry for your loss.
How is he?
Frigga. Yeah, it is Frigga. It's Freya too, right?
He mourns for his brother. He misses her.
He seems more humble, though.
You'll be a wise king.
There will never be a wiser king than you, or a better father. Someday, perhaps, I shall make you proud.
You've already made me proud.
Oh, Heimdall is out of a job now.
Aww.
He's like, man.
So Earth is lost to us.
No.
Oh?
There is always hope.
Always.
Can you see her?
Yes.
How is she?
She searches for you.
Wow.
The Bifrost Bridge. And we can't forget that there's post-credit scenes.
Oh, yeah.
For the Marvel. Wow. This in 3D would have been amazing.
Yeah, they would have been crazy.
Look at how vast the universe is. And yeah, we treat our problems, you know, it's like we're always focusing on the problems and the little things. Look how vast that is.
Yeah, there's like a video that kind of it's like about how we're just a speck, you know,
Speck
in
of
the universe.
stardust.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, a speck that's deeply ingrained in the whole cosmic
Yeah.
threading, you know. It's like we're part of the fabric. Oh, is Asgard considered the northern star? I would be curious to know. Thor.
That was fun. That was a great movie.
That was a good time. Odinson. So, okay, so let's see what the post-credit scene is. Thor will return in the Avengers.
That's not the next one though, is it? I think it's Captain America I saw as next.
I have to check the chart, though. We're trying to follow it by order.
Dr. Selby.
Oh, Nick Fury.
Oh, yeah.
You know the man behind all this?
The original eye patch man right there.
I was thinking they're taking me down here to kill me.
Oh, he's not laughing.
Entirely possible.
It's like
I've been hearing about the New Mexico situation.
I have a lot to work with. The foster theory, a gateway to another dimension.
Wow, she has her own theory.
Oh, it's called Foster theory. Huh. I just picked up on that, yeah. Jane Foster.
Legend tells us one thing, history another. But every now and then we find something that belongs to both.
What is that?
What is it?
Power, Doctor. If we can figure out how to tap it, maybe unlimited.
What?
Oh, no, not him.
I guess that's worth a look.
What? Oh, shit, I just connected that.
That's worth a look.
Oh, he controls people's minds and he survived. Okay. So, I guess that's that.
Wow.
A little bit of confusion.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, I just have to reset the camera. Hold on, and we'll discuss it. All right, so Loki survives.
Damn.
There's a source of power that I'm assuming will be the main topic. So the way that these have been going is it all ties together, right? In a very seamless way. Loki survived the fall into the void, right? The all-consuming void. And then he also controls people, or at least humans' thought process. He can manipulate decisions and thoughts.
Yeah.
I've been doing these streaks where I rarely take any notes, or at times I don't even take notes. This is another case of that. I was more because it's more of a visual experience, this one, just like the other Marvel movies, kind of, you know, that we've seen. Like, it's more of a visual treat and feast, and there's a lot of action, a lot of dynamics, politics, you know. But what were your thoughts?
This one was really, I don't know, like, I didn't really expect it to be already so layered, you know, with it being like the first introduction to this character, because we kind of got a more layered Tony Stark in the second movie of Iron Man versus the first. But then this one, it's like it already did so much character development for two complete opposites, Thor and Loki. So
I did feel like it was a little rushed, right? But maybe that's by design, and maybe it's fueled by necessity, because they had, you know, like, from what Marvel has amounted to, like, there's an infinite amount of movies, right, from that chart alone that we're following the chronological order, I guess. There's so many titles and so many installations that this one felt a little rushed. It felt like, all right, do all of this storytelling, tell the whole Norse mythology, include all the elements, and then, you know, there's a war underpinning behind it. There's a romance that they try to throw in. It felt a little rushed, but I did enjoy it. But at times I did feel a little disoriented, especially with the tilted camera shots. Like, I feel like that's by design also. Obviously it is. But for me, it kind of added to the ethereal, psychedelic kind of, is this a dream? Is this not a dream? It kind of gives you that energy, and it makes you feel as if you're on scene with them, witnessing things from however you're managing to witness. It's kind of hard to get a grasp, like a firm, stable shot. It's hard in that world. And it's funny because the name of the city, which I didn't really pick up on the name of the city, but I saw that the Vikings are their mascot, or their college team mascot. For a small town like that, like, they have a sense of pride for Viking culture.
Yeah.
And then something said enchantment, so town of enchantment. And it's interesting how Jane the Virgin, right?
Jane the Virgin,
which is what you were a huge fan of that show. So it's just funny because
like,
because the whole time
I think you messed up her name.
because the whole time I was thinking about, like, When I Met You. It's like you were just addicted to the show. It's like you would watch it every other year. Like you would
Every year.
Every year you would watch it from start to finish.
Every summer I would watch the whole show.
And so the whole time I'm like, Jane the Virgin, huh? I'm like thinking about it. But yeah, it's just very like heavily symbolic too. Like they managed to squeeze in a lot of little things that if you're acquainted and you understand, like you understand what things are supposed to mean, like you can make out a whole complex narrative out of this 2-hour film.
Yeah, and I'm not complaining either about the kind of like, oversharing of like things like the war that happened with the because it kind of felt like we were being told the story, which I think is ironic because the Dr. Selvig opens the children's book. So I think that it was literally meant to feel like we were being told the story, and that's why Odin narrates it at points, and then it's like kind of this whole thing going on.
Which is like a father telling a child a bedtime story.
Yeah. And then he said, these were stories from my childhood, like the Dr. Selvig. But then, what was I going to say? I think that I'm not complaining at all because then it kind of also lays the ground. And then whatever comes in the following movies, like if he's going to be in the Avengers, right, which said like Thor will be making an appearance, then it'll be interesting to see them kind of like iron out the details now. So we kind of got it, and it might be kind of like wrinkly, and it might be kind of,
So you're basically saying that it's all like you're hoping that it all comes together in a more cohesive fashion. In a more organized, stable. Yeah.
Like even if they subtly just like give us a little bit more, kind of like, I don't know, just more order to it and stuff, then that would be cool. Yeah.
That would be cool. And it's important also that he learned humility, because if you're going to play with others, especially other superheroes like Iron Man, like imagine this guy from the beginning of the movie interacting with Iron Man, with Tony Stark from the beginning of his origin story.
They would not get along.
Oh, they would hate each other is an understatement. It's like it's immediate hate. It's like two egos the size of the universe coming together in one room. So I think it's important that he has learned these deeper values, these ancient values and virtues of kingship. And I also found it really interesting, right, how in the beginning, and this like really stuck with me, and I think it's the first note, so I'll just go through my half a page of notes here, because like this is one of those rare movies. But there are movies where I'm like frantically and trying to get all of it, but this one I kind of just like rode the ride. Jane, you're an astrophysicist, not a storm chaser. I found that super symbolic and super interesting. She is a scientist. She's the only scientist who's chasing a storm and trying to understand chaos. The essence, the embodiment of chaos, right? It's a storm. It's like she's trying to get to the bottom of it. She's using a vehicle for understanding, which is modern science, and she's trying to decipher what the meaning is of these contortions and distortions in space-time, and she's chasing it. She's chasing it. She is literally living a nomad life where all of her things, like she has very few things outside of her passion and her research, and I really respect that because it shows true devotion towards your aspirations in life. And hers has connected her with the divine realm. So her pursuit of truth has made it so where destiny, or whatever you want to call it, free will mixed with destiny, has allowed her to arrive at the doorsteps of Asgard, essentially. It's like she, with her scientific research. And so I found that really cool, how it's a storm, it's the embodiment of chaos, and the scientist is trying to make sense of it.
Yeah, and it starkly contrasts what scientists usually do, which is the whole point. They usually do things in a manner that's very organized and controlled, right? Like when they're testing theories and stuff, it's always like they get the exact kind of
environment, controlled environment.
And, yeah, exactly. And in order to like keep it within their, their control.
Their realm of reasoning too. Like everything has to kind of fit into the scientific understanding of the universe, which is interesting. It's like it's something that claims to be pro-discovery and pro-scientific advancement.
Yeah.
But then the paradox, I guess, is that every new piece of data has to be treated as an objective piece of data that has to fall in alignment with the languages used, which is physics and mathematics and chemistry and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Which is the whole parallel. It's like, well, like, but magic was the precursor to scientific blossoming.
Yeah.
Which is what we see in Harry Potter. It's like muggles versus magic folk, you know?
Yeah, and then I think that that's why, like, if you really think about it, Thor is a god, right?
Mhm.
And for him to be in awe of a mortal human, then then they have to be very impressive, you know? And I think that that's what he sees in her specifically because of what you're saying. It's like that kind of very uniqueness to the way that she pursues things, and it's kind of like a warrior in her field and in her passion and in her pursuit. And I think that that's what like gravitates him towards her, you know, versus like say someone on his like someone on Asgard, you know, like the Sif girl, for example, who's like a warrior, but it's like it's very unique because he's seeing it in like a human who doesn't have these supernatural abilities and powers and is relying solely on her hands. Like she created her equipment and she, you know, just has this drive in her heart. And I think that that's what, you know.
And it's very honorable in his way of viewing it because Jane created a Bifrost bridge that's an invisible one, right? One with her intellect, with her thoughts and her spirit and her soul and her human experience. She created herself a Bifrost bridge with her own hands, with the resources at her disposal. And then Thor grew up with these grandfathered in structures and concepts and ways of being, right? So it's easy for him to be like, oh yeah, this is the Bifrost. It connects all the 9 realms because from birth he's been taught that and he's been just accustomed to that reality. But then Jane is different because she's been accustomed to a static kind of like typical American lifestyle, you know, like in Alien Artifact Falls, first instinct is do a cookout, drink some beers, get drunk, and try to pull it out of the sand. try to pull it out of the desert. It's like that's the typical kind of like very average IQ way of thinking, I guess, which is, you know, it's what they're like showing. But then she has this feeling, this sixth sense, kind of this intuitive gravitational pull that pulls her towards discovery. And then where she finds God is in chaos, which is what the storm in the beginning represents and what the storm represented in general. A storm in Norse creation myth, I believe it's called the Gununga Gap. I think it's something funky like that, and I'm sorry if I butcher it, but it's like Gununga Gap, but it's the primordial, primeval kind of space of creation. It's where light didn't exist, kind of. And then this one frost giant was kind of like, I'm completely butchering it, but the whole creation myth of Norse mythology is super, super gnarly. But it involves a frost giant, a cow, which was used for sustenance, for milk. And then basically Odin and 2 brothers, I think it was like Ville and Vil or something like that, but Thor and 2 brothers, so 3, they overthrew the initial frost giant, the primordial being, and then that's how the whole thing kind of like comes out to play. And then somebody's born from armpits too, like I don't know.
Wow.
A man and a woman is born from the armpits of a frost giant, and so it's so like scribble scrabble, but I just like the idea that it's chaos, like that's where she finds it, and she finds it through direct experience too, because it has to be experienced, which is another thing I wrote down, that like data versus direct experience was also mentioned. It's like data points aren't everything.
Yeah, like you can't really fully understand something unless you experience it firsthand, really. Like you can read stories, you can read like accounts of it, but it's not the same as like actually, you know, going through it firsthand.
But that's the flaw, I think, with scientific discovery, right? It's that usually for something to be considered real in the scientific community, it has to be tested multiple times and the outcome has to be replicated.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because a personal experience is unique and it's one of one. It's like you can't replicate a personal experience you've had.
Yeah.
You can try, but it's not going to be the same ever again.
Yeah.
So every moment of life is new and there's nuance and everything, and the only constant is change. But then scientists come in and say, no, constant is the only reality. But then change is the only constant in this reality.
Yeah.
And so that's what gods understand. It's like it's the dynamics of, will we wage war with the giants or will we try to,
Make
keep
peace.
peace?
Yeah. And I think that speaking on that, it's very interesting because Loki's whole arc, because, just to touch on Thor's arc, I do think that it's night and day difference from when we meet him in the beginning versus the end. Like, in the beginning is very loud and very, like, there's a lot of, like, hubris and a lot of, like, overconfidence and, kind of already claiming the spot in the throne. And then at the end, it's a complete contrast when he says that he still has a lot to learn.
Yes.
And that he hopes he can make his dad proud. So he's no longer assuming the role of king, even though he's more qualified now, way more than he was in the beginning.
Yes.
So it's very, very interesting. And then in Loki's case, because you mentioned it, about the whole like waging war or creating peace, Odin wants to create peace with Jotunheim, so I'm interested to see how that pans out. Like what happened with Jotunheim, it didn't get destroyed, right?
It didn't get fully destroyed, no, because Thor saved it.
So that's gonna
suppose.
linger then. But
Yeah.
then like that's interesting because Loki kind of already now furthered, Thor did it and it was like a mistake, right? Like he was like acting out very like impulsively, but then Loki had the chance to now correct it a little bit, but he also acted impulsively like out of selfishness and then made it worse essentially. Like he almost got his father killed.
Yes.
Right? Which is crazy to think about because then at the end, no, because then he saves him, right? He saved his dad.
Tries to paint himself as a hero.
I see. But yeah, so his whole arc, from what I'm understanding, is that he just truly wants his dad's validation and he's felt secondary.
Yes.
Like a second-class citizen to Thor who's been primed to become the king.
Which had always been the case, and then especially when it was unveiled that he is actually the descendant of the ruler of Jotunheim.
Yeah.
So he's not even related blood-wise to Odin or to Thor.
Yeah.
Which makes him more of an outlier. But yeah, like I just think that Odin created all of these things obviously as tests. And I think Loki's test was the idea of belonging. I think he had a little bit of an identity crisis. And then Thor had a humility issue, right? Of hubris, pride cometh before the fall. And then he falls to earth, which is another great kind of like symbolic thing. Because it reminds me of Gnosticism, right? In Gnosticism, there's the telling of Sophia, which is wisdom, which is what the philosophers kind of praised. It's the philosophia, the love of Sophia, which is the love of knowledge, and that's what connects us back to Asgard. It's the Bifrost Bridge. It's the Kundalini awakening. It's the chakras. It's the colors of the rainbow that connect you back to source. It's going from the root chakra, which is red, to the crown chakra, which is like a royal purple.
Yeah.
But it's the whole rainbow. It's the hue, man, right? It's the whole, like play on words. Like it goes deep. It's like hue of color, like color, hue, and light, and whatever, right? But Odin did all of this as a test, and casting Thor to Earth is also a plausible theory as to what happens to each and every one of us. It's like, why are we here?
Yeah.
Which is what they also alluded to, is that you discover things once you come to the awakening of realizing what is this reality, or at the very least questioning what life is.
Yeah, and then I think that the answer, if you were to put it simply, for example, would be exactly what Thor does, which is you surrender your you surrender the old identity, right? Which is what he does. He surrenders this identity that he had, that he would become king of Asgard, right? He becomes essentially hopeless first, that would ever be plausible, and then he sacrifices himself, right? He experiences love, and then he sacrifices himself willingly. And so I think that that is what is the answer for why we're here. I think that part of it is that we're supposed to metaphorically sacrifice ourselves, like not actually put ourselves in the face of death, but maybe, but but metaphorically sacrifice ourselves in the service of others, like in the service of good.
Yes.
And kind of be worthy in that sense, if that makes sense, you know.
Yeah. It's being selfless.
Yeah.
It's letting go of the ego. It's the ego death, right? It's the I, mine. It's like you let go of that, and then you are in service of the broader cosmic dance that happens, and you become in alignment with the flow of the universe.
Yeah.
And that's what the stars do, and that's what the planets do. And so who are we, mere stardust humans, mortal beings, to defy the cosmic dance and to proclaim our lives as something kind of isolated from everything else. And that's what a lot of us get caught up in. A lot of us get caught up in our little worlds, our little career paths, and our little, studies and research and stuff that we forget to look up. But then Jane is someone who's trying to seek answers by bridging a gap, literally, between Midgard and Asgard. So she's one of the first modern scientists to say, hey, there's something fishy going on. I can feel it, and I'm going to the source of it. And then through the eye of the storm, the god of lightning descends. Yeah. And, and lightning would always be viewed as divine inspiration. It's a divine manifestation of light, It's the harbinger of fertility, harbinger of prosperous colheitas, which is what we say in Brazil, right? So on my grandma's farm in Brazil, like if you heard thunder, then you would just get inside of the house and just chill for like a few hours.
Yeah.
And just like eat some bolinho de chuva and some and some coffee and stuff, and you would just chill out.
Oh, there's those little chocolate umbrellas.
Oh, the chocolate umbrellas. I do remember those. Yeah.
I don't know if those are Portuguese or Brazilian, but they always had it at Teixeiras.
I've seen those in Brazil.
Those are so good. But what was I going to say? What's so interesting about lightning is that, and hopefully I remember the exact stuff, because I knew obviously Thor was related to lightning, like the actual god Thor. And in Norse mythology, he's the god of thunder and lightning, right? But lightning, this is interesting, is actually 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun.
What?
And it's 53,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's how hot it is.
So the sun is 10,000?
10,000, yeah.
It's 5 times. But then how is that possible if people survive getting hit by lightning? It's like, aren't those cases where people survive miraculously?
That's rare, just as rare as it is to actually get hit by lightning.
It's always the case, right? Like anything that science can't explain, they call it an anomaly, or just a once in a lifetime experience.
Yeah.
It's very curious, but then we see that here too. It's like it defies all odds.
And then what thunder is that it's literally a response to like I won't be able to say the exact scientific words because I'm not a scientist, guys. But what thunder is, which is the sound that emits from the lightning striking, is literally because of how hot and it's like its interaction with the air, kind of like the heat and the pressure, because it's so fast and hot that's what thunder, the sound of thunder,
So it's kind of like
is
the
emanating.
condensing and the like compacting of the air. Yeah.
And then that's why the closer that you are to a lightning strike, the louder the thunder is, where it sounds like a literal clap of thunder, like it's extremely loud. And then the further away you are, it's more like a rumble, like it's reverberating through the clouds and
Almost
kind
as
of
if it's rolling through the clouds, like rolling thunder.
A little rumble, exactly.
Yeah. And that's usually what people are scared of the most. It's the doom, 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 doom.
Yeah.
But you're saying if you just hear a bah,
no,
then
the
that's
clap
the dangerous.
is the clap is the scariest one. That one is the loudest. The clap, the clap is scary.
Isn't that like a venereal disease or something?
I think so.
The clap.
You don't want to get the clap.
Kids, stay away from the clap. Best to be a warrior in a garden. That's what Odin said too, that a wise king does not seek out war, but must always be ready for war. There's a ancient Eastern saying, which I can't remember it, but it's basically saying that it's best to be a warrior in the garden than a gardener at war, essentially.
Yeah.
So it's like you always keep a sword, even if it's always sheathed, and you don't, reveal it unless it's necessary. That was pretty cool. The destroyer guards the maze under the castle. That reminds me of the whole Minos, King Minos, right? I think it's Minos or Midas. I think it's Minos. King Minos with the bowl that he tried hiding. And then he hired Diadrus, someone, like some famous inventor who's the father of Icarus. And they hired him to create a maze because the Minotaur was an offspring of King Minos's wife with his most prized bull, and apparently it was a curse by Zeus, and Zeus had preordained it, and it was predestined. But then the whole story is that usually it's the case where the metaphorical ticking time bomb, is located right underneath the glass palace. And it's like, it's in the same universe. And then it doesn't really, rationally, it doesn't really make sense why you would store everything underneath like that, but it's usually the case. And so, like, that's what it reminded me of, is that it did a little juxtaposition, parallel between Asgard and its fancy and golden halls and glass crystals and whatever. And then it cuts to the underground, which is where they keep all of the artifacts that are gained through what I'm assuming is war.
Yeah, the relics, right? And then that's where they had the destroyer thing also.
They kind of just kept on just kept on a retainer, just like a lawyer.
Yeah.
It's like, whenever I need the destroyer, I'm gonna call him.
Yeah, and then to add to that too, oh wait. What I was gonna say, right, about the shots, because you mentioned like the grandiose kind of visage of Asgard, right? The shots, like the cinematic shots, were literally focused like in a way where it always showed that, because when it was whenever there were shots of Asgard, it was always like kind of like expansive and kind of like these wide shots and really capturing the whole essence of everything. But then the shots on Earth were either one of two, which you pointed out, the tilted, which I think is meant to be kind of like this off balancing that's happening, right? Like it was like kind of also foreshadowing the, Thor falling into Earth and then chaos kind of ensuing from it and stuff. And then, but just like this off balance, right? Like there's literally a deity on Earth kind of thing. So now it's like, it's not as structured, right? Like it's literally making science question itself. And then the other shots were very just close and personal, which is like when two characters were having a dialogue or,
Right. It's more focused on the humans.
Yes, exactly.
And then Asgard is more focused on the totality of all of it.
Yeah.
Because the totality of all of it tells the narrative and the story of Asgard.
Yeah.
So you can't just get Odin, you have to get where Odin resides, for example.
Yeah.
Because the residence of a god is more is equally telling compared to the God itself, essentially. And then on Earth, everything is fleeting. The only thing that matters are the humans. So it's literally like focus on the most valuable thing on Earth. But then it's interesting too, because during the fight with the destroyer on Earth, when it showed just the destroyer kind of walking away, it was a stable shot. It was completely, perfectly horizontal. So my question is, does the tiltedness allude to the imperfection of what's being filmed? And I would have to like watch it back and check. But then when Odin is on camera, I would be curious to know if it was perfectly horizontal. And then everybody else, and Heimdall too. It's like, who does the shot stay horizontal for, and who is it kind of tilted and thrown off its axis?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because the camera speaks a language too.
Yeah.
It's a character, you know, like it's supposed to literally represent our eyeballs and what we're witnessing. And that's why movies are so magical, because it transports you into that scenario.
Yeah, the sound, like everything. That's why in Dune the sound is so important, and in this one it's like the shots and the way that it, looks and stuff.
Yes.
But yeah, like I completely agree, and I think that also that it being so close and personal on Earth is meant to be that way because of what you're saying, because of the human aspect. So you're tapping into these very human qualities, which is when he falls in love essentially with Jane. It's like when he discovers these human aspects of himself, like, and he has to discover it as a human, like as a mortal. So he discovers this kind of humility and this, empathy and, things like that, which maybe he didn't really concern himself with as much as a god, like as the god of thunder specifically.
And Jane could kind of be viewed as a Sophia too, like a Sophia figure, because she teaches him the art of pursuing new understanding.
Yeah.
Because Thor, up until that point, he was just a man who relied solemnly on his brute strength, right? He didn't really have much brains up there. Like he wasn't really smart. He was strong, and he relied on his brute strength, and he thought that everything was resolved with a hammer, with an iron hammer, with an immortal hammer. But then he sees Jane, and then he's just reminded that, oh, there is such thing as pursuing better understanding of things. But then it also shows, like, Thor doesn't go through books and read stuff. Like, he intuitively knew in the moment of sacrifice that, like, exactly what he had to do.
Yeah.
And that's what makes him a god, is that gods are receptors of wisdom, right? They are the ones that receive divine knowledge and wisdom. And so Thor just knew intuitively exactly what he had to do.
Yeah, and he knew, just like he had like the intuition when they were describing the satellite. He doesn't even know what a satellite is.
Like,
and then he's like, I know exactly what it is. Like, it's that intuition, it's that like high level of awareness that they have because they're connected. They are it and we are it, but we just, have so many limitations that separate us from understanding.
We
fully.
try to overly rationalize everything,
Yeah.
which in those moments you saw that he didn't think about it. Like, he didn't second guess it.
Yeah.
He told her, like, listen, I'm going to go in there. And then he went.
Yeah.
And he just goes, and he goes to, like, he just knows that he has to touch the hammer.
But something I thought was interesting was that at the end, it said, like, the mom was talking about Thor, and then she says that he feels the loss of his brother deeply because he assumes that Loki is dead, which we find out he's not. But I think that that's interesting because I think that that's very telling too. I think that neither Odin or Thor see Loki as a villain of sorts because they understand him. And I think that what's meant to be understood is that he doesn't have pure malice. Like, he has very deceitful ways of doing things and very kind of selfish demeanor as well. Even if he hides it better, which is his whole thing, right? Like, he just hides.
A trickster.
Yeah.
Slimy.
But then what's interesting is that he misses his brother still, even though he deceived him, right? Basically took away all, like any little ounce of hope he had of returning back home, lied to him completely, just stripped him of the
Hope.
power of hope, because hope is the most powerful thing, truly. Like if you have hope, then
Faith, right?
yeah, like having hope or faith, like that carries people through anything, truly, like even through any storm, through, ironically, right?
Even being stranded on such a treacherous planet
Yeah.
like Earth.
Yeah, powerless, whatever. But then my point is that he does that, and he, like, Thor's response in feeling this grief over the loss of his brother, and even the way Odin and Frigga is her name?
Frigga, yeah.
Frigga, his mother, it's like they don't refer to him as one of the frost giants because they all see him as family.
Yeah.
They see him as a son, and he sees him as a brother. And so I think that that's meant to, it's like meant to show us something about how his character, although very flawed, has layers to it. Like he showed it, like that scene was very emotional where he was saying like, oh, you kind of, you wouldn't allow a frost giant to ever sit on the throne. And so, you don't love me the way you love Thor, right? And then him telling Thor, like, I just wanted to be your equal. Like, I never wanted the throne. Like that's really something to get out of a character. First introduction from them is really crazy.
And especially a character that is meant to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
Right? But then in this case, we see that all gods have redemptive qualities and all gods serve a purpose. Because if Loki didn't create chaos, then Thor would never have matured.
Yes, exactly.
So it's kind of like everything serves a purpose. And then Loki knows this about Odin. And that's why he said, what's the purpose of you raising me as your own? And for that, I think that it's kind of like a peacemaking strategy at first, but it's also a testament of selfless, unconditional love. Is love thy enemy. You know, Odin took in one of his enemy's children and raised it as his own, and hoped that Loki himself would serve as the gap and the bridge between two worlds. But then because of the feeling of betrayal, he went and he just perpetuated that same thing that he was feeling. He projected his feelings of neglect and feeling betrayed by betraying his own father, or his biological father who he kills. And so I think that, like to your point, like it's a necessary evil, literally. Like everything serves a purpose, even evil itself. Without evil, there's no good. Without good, there's no evil.
Yeah, and then to take it a step further, right? The story of Odin, which I don't know if it applies here in the Marvel universe, but the story of Odin and how he loses his eye is that he sacrifices his eye in order to acquire knowledge and wisdom.
To drink from the well of wisdom, I think.
Yeah. So what's interesting to think about, right? Because we've seen it in past movies, like with Harry Potter, with Dumbledore, right? There's kind of this foresight, right? And I think that could very well be the case here, where Odin could foresee all of this happening and just allowed it and kind of, made it so. Like that's why he went into his sleep, right? And it was unplanned, like the mother said, even though it could have very well been planned by him. Like he put himself into a sleep to watch it unravel the way that it needed to. And then he, awoke. But it would be interesting to know if he knew it all along.
I think that he knew, and that's why he showed up at the perfect time at the Bifrost Bridge to save both his sons.
Yeah.
I think that it's kind of like when you're rich parents, like if you grew up in a rich household, like your parents own Asgard and you're royalty, and they leave for a few days, and then you throw a party or you wreck the house or you trash the Beamer or the Mercedes or whatever. I think that's what Odin did with his kids. It's like, all right, I'm going to leave the reins of the kingdom unmanned, and I want to see what happens. Will chaos prevail? Who will be the one that will bring chaos, and who will be the one that will bring order?
Yeah, and it also explains how he knew that Loki was going to that
To the box.
to the box thing. Yeah,
to the
like
frozen
he
box.
just showed up and he was like, no, like it was so. It's like when Dumbledore would come up like at the
Yeah.
perfect time. It's like the perfect time to save the day or to like explain or to whatever, and that's exactly what it felt like. And it makes sense because if he's the all father, right? Like he must be all knowing. He must be all seeing. Like he
Right.
just like Heimdall is able to see and hear them
And-
from realms away.
And
You
he
don't
obeys Odin.
Yeah, so you don't think that Odin has like even more power than that? Like he can see the past and the future and the like who knows, you know? There has to there must be something there.
Is that a precondition in order for him to see as well as he sees? Like, does he have to fall asleep with his two eyes in order to see through the one eye?
Yeah.
And then that's why he has two eyes closed, but he sees everything.
Yeah.
And my question is, can he do that when he's operating, when he's not sleeping? Like, that would be interesting to know too.
Yeah, that would be interesting to know. And he sees Thor stepping into his role, which is why he cries. Like, very interesting. Very well done. Like these like little subtle.
is.
It's very cool.
There are a lot of layers to this. Another one that I just wanted to point out is how interesting it is that Loki decided with his free will to let go and to fall into the infinite void, which was absorbing everything, absorbs even light, it seems, right? So he was, by free will, right, by his own choosing, he chose to basically detach himself from the very thing that we're all supposed to find our way back to, which is back to the light, right? Like we're supposed to become whole, like we're supposed to integrate our evil aspects and our good aspects. It's the good little angel and it's the little devil on your shoulder. You're supposed to integrate both of them and become whole, and then transcend your duality, your own good and bad nature. You're supposed to transcend it and view everything as just part of the whole, everything a necessary good or a necessary evil. It's all up to perception, it's all relative, right? But he decides to let go of that, which is a big decision, and that just shows that he's dedicated towards pursuing and experimenting more and more with this evil side of himself, with his shadow self. So that represented the shadow self winning, because it won over his potential to become holy, to become a good god, or to become a balanced, seasoned god.
Yeah.
So in that decision, he chose to be the most immature one out of all of them. So now it's Loki's story of ego, of anger, resentment, hatred. It's like it's him operating in these lower level frequencies where it's going to show probably how it pans out. And that's why at the end, he looks completely distraught, completely destroyed. He's gone through it, but he's still pursuing ways of creating more and more chaos. It's kind of one of those things where in Brazil, there's this saying where if you find yourself in hell, then you might as well just hug the devil. It's like if you're in hell already, you might as well hug the devil. And that's what Loki is doing. It's like he kind of just fell and he's fallen, and he views himself as this ostracized child, as this bastard son. So you know what? Fine, I'll show them. I'll cause so much wreck.
Yeah.
And so much chaos in the universe. Like, this is just the beginning.
Yeah, like
I'll
just
show him.
embrace that role.
Yeah.
You know? Which like, I mean, it'll be fun to watch, you know? That's, at least there's that. But I think that it's interesting because, you know, in that moment when his dad is like looking down upon them, and I don't think it's a coincidence that it's Odin holding up Thor, holding up Loki, right? So it's literally the hierarchy.
Yes.
And so I think that that's definitely what was like felt in that moment when his father was like, no, like, you know, when he was like saying, I did it for you, like I did And then he just like says like no, like, you know, it's still in a very understanding and loving way, but it was kind of like no, like what you did isn't what, you know, was meant like
to happen.
Yeah, like isn't what I'm gonna approve of essentially. And so it's kind of this thing where he realizes like, okay, I'm definitely living in my brother's shadow, and I definitely didn't like live up to my father's, which he realizes isn't his real father, my father's standards of what an heir to Asgard or a son is. So I'm gonna just let go and be my own, whatever it is, like whatever he ends up.
Yeah,
you know?
he'd rather reign in hell than serve in heaven.
Yeah, and that's why he has the horns, I think. Like it's
Yeah.
meant to be symbolic. It's like
Right. Exactly. It's the whole story of the whole like Lucifer thing. It's like Lucifer had an ego and believed that he had to seek revenge and that he didn't have to follow orders or rules, and so then he decided to just reign in hell. And so it's better to reign in hell than to serve in heaven. And then what Loki had to let go of was his self-grandizing, or his projection rather, his overcompensation for feeling so undervalued that now he has to project himself as being the king of something.
Yeah.
And not only the king of something, but overcoming the shadow of his brother and his father. And that's how he'll finally feel some form of like some level of satisfaction.
Yeah, like he has to do it in a rebellious way. Like it needs to literally be
Opposite.
contrary to whatever image his father may have had or wanted for him, like of being like a good person who's of service of people, of service of the realm, which is what he asks Thor in the beginning. What like when he's like about to anoint him as the king of Asgard, he says, "Do you swear to protect the realms?" Right? And then he's like, "I swear," and he's like so quick to say it. But he doesn't even understand the repercussions of that until he actually does it. Like until he stands on Earth and sacrifices himself for one of the realms, which is Midgard.
And not just one of the realms, it was literally for a small town.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like that's also very important, I think. They could have chosen New York City, like Manhattan, Times Square, but they chose this small, desolate, kind of like worthless, right? In the eyes of a god, one would assume that this place has no value. It's worthless. It's just a bunch of farmers and a bunch of low-class citizens, right? In the eyes of a god, it's not like a palace of a king or president. It's not the White House. But then Thor was ready to sacrifice himself for the feeling of love, I think, that he learned through Earth. It's this love, it's this attraction, it's this willingness to connect with somebody with the human spirit. Because I feel like also gods are very, well, I can only speak of like what I've read in like creation myths and stuff, but gods are usually like view themselves as being grand, right? And it's that projection and that knowing, inner knowing of their capacities and their capabilities that they project that same grandness onto the servants, onto the people that they reign over.
Yeah.
But then my point is, assume for a second that every human has a spark of the divine within them, right? It's what we call the anima, the soul, the Holy Spirit, the consciousness, whatever you want to call it. And so when a god interacts with a human, they're technically interacting with the spark and the essence that reminds them of themselves.
Yeah.
And so there's something there where it's still kind of like messed up a little bit, because then Thor is technically falling in love with himself through Jane.
Yeah.
But what he sees in her is the spirit. It's the godly divine spirit that attracts him to her.
Yeah.
And that's why she was chosen, because she's the one responsible for leading this scientific revolution that's trying to bridge, the scientific understanding with the spiritual ancient history understanding. And then we saw Thursday. I think Tuesday is named after Mars.
Yeah, it's easier in Spanish because it's lunes, which is luna, which is moon.
Moon day.
Martes is Tuesday, which is Mars, martes.
The god of war.
Miércoles is Mercury, right?
Which is a trickster deity too.
Yeah.
Mercurius, I think. I think Hermes Trismegistus. I don't know, like there's so many different labels and variations. Like there's the Thoth, right? Thoth is the Egyptian variation of that. Mercury. And it was often depicted as a baboon, as a monkey, as a trickster spirit. But yeah, it's just I don't even know what I was saying. It's
the
just
baboon?
a trickster. Yeah.
Mercury and
Oh, because you said that Wednesday is Mercurius.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a trickster deity is what it was named after.
So
which might be Loki in like Norse mythology is what I'm saying.
Oh, that makes sense. It's like the equivalent. Huh.
And then right after is Thor's Day, and then Friday, I don't remember what Friday is.
But Friday could be in Norse. It could be Freya. You said is the mom. Freya, because Friday is in Spanish. It's Viernes, which is supposed to be Venus. So Friday is the planet of love.
And Freya is the goddess of fertility and love.
Yeah, so that would make sense.
Yes, and then Saturday is Saturn.
Saturn, yeah.
Chronos, time, and then Sunday is the day of the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all just a telling of just.
Hey, it's interesting. Wordplay is pretty when you look into it.
It's very important, and it's not a coincidence why they show this stuff, and they even package it as if it's like this is elementary.
Yeah.
It's like this is children's story. Like these are children's stories. Like these are things that you should kind of believe in because you were taught this when you were very young and susceptible and malleable. And now you've become, stubborn and stiff, and you can't really accept nuance. It's like this blonde dude just fell from the sky. It's like you're still questioning, you're still wondering.
Yeah.
Like he has the hammer in his hand, and you're still kind of like, but maybe I'm tripping balls.
I know. Oh man. But then it is really interesting because that's why I keep referencing Harry Potter because it was like just so memorable too. When Dumbledore says that words are our most inexhaustible source of magic, like that's literally what it is. Spelling is a spell, right? It's like it spells magic spells. So, anyways, I don't have that much notes, but just like see if I do have anything that we didn't like touch on.
Yeah, take your time.
It's really confident. I'm not.
Can I say just one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that like what I also view it as is if you get like the Big Bang Theory, right, and you get all these creation myths, usually it involves something coming from nothing, but there's usually this one thing that manifests everything. It's the unmanifest, the primordial mover, the primordial unmoved first mover. I think it's what Plato talked about. If I'm not mistaken, I'm very rusty today. But my point is that that's what Odin is. Odin represents the embodiment of the All. That's why he's called the All-Father. And then from the All-Father, you have duality, which is the story of Brahma, right? It's the coming of like duality from the one. So from the one comes the two. And that's also cellular reproduction and multiplication, It's like if you get a cell and it becomes 2 and then it becomes 4 and then it just keeps going. But I think that that's what Loki is. Loki is chaos with the potential for order, and Thor is order with the potential for chaos.
Yes.
And that's what we experienced. It's like Loki is a deceiver, he's a liar, he's manipulative, he has magic, he could manipulate reality, contort it to his will, and how he uses it will show us if he's going to fill in those roles, which is that he should have the potential for chaos, but maybe stay steadfast in whatever order he can find.
Yeah.
And then Thor is that he has the potential for order, but he allows his chaoticness to manifest itself in battle, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and that was like, that leads perfectly to what I was going to say because, what was the name? Laufey? Laufey says that you want battle, you crave it, like you don't want peace when he first confronts Thor. And then that's interesting because he, in that moment, he's like all for it. Like he's all for the chaos kind of unraveling, just, you know, swinging his hammer, throwing it around, killing people. And then at the end, he's like this huge advocate for peace when he wants to just sacrifice himself to spare the lives of other people, like because it's meant to show that it's like, hey, instead of having this like fight and doing all this like extra stuff, like we could just declare peace right here, and you can just, you know, kind of end my life and spare the rest, and then it'll just be, you know, which is, it's like a full circle.
Because the destroyer was there to destroy Thor. So if he held on to his identity as Thor and he kept resisting it, then he would cause more destruction, and destruction would reign on Earth for longer. But then he let go and he allowed destruction literally to destroy his identity, because with that slap, it slapped him into a different dimension of like understanding. He was like, who am I? I don't know. I just need my hammer.
He slapped him into next Thursday.
Thursday, yeah, literally slapped him into next Thursday. And then he awakens, right? Is resurrected with divine intervention, with thunder. He becomes a conduit for thunder, for divine light.
Yeah.
And that awakens the Thor in him. And then he awakens with this new sense of identity, but also having no sense of individuality. It's like he's ready to risk his life to save the Earth.
Yeah.
He doesn't even question or think. He just acts.
No second guessing.
Acts in complete, selfless, unconditional love.
Yeah. Worthiness.
Worthiness, and that makes him worthy, yeah.
I really, so interesting with the whole Mjolnir thing, the Mjolnir. Odin says, whosoever be worthy shall possess the power of Thor. That's interesting because, like, I don't know, does that mean that Thor, Odin's son, is like doesn't necessarily mean that he is Thor, the god of thunder, right? Like he's just Thor, Odin's son. But unless he has Mjolnir and is worthy of it, then he isn't Thor, the god of thunder.
I see what you're saying.
So the power, like we were saying, is wielded by the hammer.
Because you have to basically, you have to fulfill the responsibilities of the tool and of the weapon, right? So if you're going to be a swordsmith, if you're going to be a samurai warrior, then you have to be able to master the
sword,
the katana, the sword. But if you can't master the sword, then you'll never be a samurai warrior.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, well, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? And in this case, the egg is the potential for becoming that thing.
Yeah.
You know, like it's kind of like the sword of Arthur, the Arthurian legend, which is pulling a sword out of stone.
Oh.
And he who is worthy pulls it out.
Be able to. I've seen that in
Disney World, right? Like
maybe, but I've seen it in a SpongeBob episode.
Oh, SpongeBob, yeah.
He has to pull out the golden spatula.
That's literally how it works.
It's in everything though. Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
Oh man.
And then many will try and many will fail, and only one will succeed.
And speaking of egg, go watch our podcast.
Sneaky plug.
Go watch our last podcast. We talked about eggs for 3 hours.
We talked about egg symbolism for 3 hours. If you guys like more of these conversations, you guys can check out our podcast. It's available on Spotify and on YouTube.
And now we will be taking the Bifrost into Asgard.
It's very sensitive.
It's funny. It's just like the pilots. Okay, then the Vikings. Oh, Vikings. It's interesting because that group of the fighters, the Asgardians, while they were on Jotunheim, they at least one of them was like kind of like laughing, you know, like as he's like watching everything happen and stuff. And I think that that's like very true. Like they have a strong sense of pride in their like war and fighting abilities and stuff, and they enjoy it. It's like it's kind of like sport for them.
For them, it's the key into Valhalla.
Yeah.
It's like that's how they enter Valhalla. Like that's how they feast with Odin and feast with the gods for all eternity. And their version of heaven is that they feast forever for eternity, and they get to fight in the halls of Valhalla.
Yeah.
So it's like even after death, you are still embodying that spirit of fight.
Yeah, and that's why dying on the battlefield is the key, like you're saying, like is the most honorable way to enter Valhalla.
It's the only way to enter Valhalla.
Oh, really? Only dying on the field? Oh,
because then you have to be chosen because then the Valkyries, under the command of Odin, they kind of distinguish or determine which bodies and which warriors are worthy to come up.
Oh.
And so the Valkyries descend on the battlefield and then take with them those who have fought valiantly until the very end.
Damn.
So, but then that's a great lesson for kids because it teaches you that no matter what life throws at you, like you're a warrior and you're always going to be a warrior. So life can't be hard. Like life is not hard for Vikings. Like if you're a true Viking, then life is just something that you experience and that you have command and control over.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because you're a fighter.
Yeah. But then it's interesting because they all have that drive of like worthiness and that drive of like, you know, kind of proving themselves.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Wait.
What? Already?
Yeah, because
this one was like short.
I don't know.
I'm gonna quickly skimp through a few scenes just to make sure I got everything, because I feel like maybe this is a smart thing to do. It's just to like double triple check. So the begins, the kids. Right, he starts the thing, and then they go into Jotunheim. Oh, one thing that I did forget to mention is that in the creation myth of Norse mythology, it's literally ice and fire is what was brewing and dancing together and mixing in the great void, which is the Gnunga Gap. I believe that's the name, Gnunga Gap, and it's this void, it's this gap of darkness where ice and fire mixed, and that's what everything came from that. And so it was a dance of ice and fire, and that's why there are frost giants. And then frost giants are the opposite of the Aesir, I think it's called Aesir gods, who are the ones in Asgard. So it's literally the heaven and the hell.
Wow.
But it's not hell in the negative connotation. It's literally in the necessary structure of the universe and how the universe works. It works in poles, polarity, you know, it's one of the Hermetic principles. Everything has a positive and a negative, a good, a bad, a hot and cold. You can't have one without the other. And yeah, I just thought that was cool.
And even that's interesting, right? Because it just goes to show a little bit too, like, why wouldn't Loki maybe assume the role as the king of Jotunheim? But then it makes sense because there's not really much there to, like, in the way that it's portrayed, at least. Like, even the way he shows, like, a disdain for it. He's like, and you can return to your glory. Like,
return it to its
return it to its glory.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's not really much to, you know, brag about. And then in the opposite, it's like, it's what you're saying. It's like Asgard is this very
sparkling, glittering gold palace. Yeah.
So he like, and then it like further kind of instills that idea in him too, where it's like, I'm one of them. Like, I'm actually one of the frost giants. And like, that's what I would be like, deemed to rule over, is like this kind of like empty land of nothingness, like stripped of any like love and any like life, basically. Like, it just is this, like, they abandoned him as a child. So it's very telling of what they're like versus the Asgardians.
Yes.
Because he said he found him abandoned there. Like, they didn't care what happened. Like, they didn't care about his security during a time of war or a time of like confrontation.
Yeah,
They
just
like,
left him inside of a temple.
yeah. So at that point, it's like, you know, he's kind of weighing out his options, and he's like, I wouldn't want to, like, I don't want to be associated with this.
And it would put him at the opposite end of where he wants to arrive, which is alongside or now more than ever above his brother and above his father.
Yeah.
But it's also interesting how humble Odin is, because he makes a deal with the rulers of Jotunheim, so he shows a deep respect for each realm.
Yeah.
Because a true god understands that everything serves a purpose. And that's what he taught his two kids growing up. And that's why Loki said, "What's the purpose of this? Tell me." Because he knows that everything has a purpose. Everything. If a butterfly lands on your sandwich as you're eating it, like, that's a purpose. Like that's supposed to be symbolic of Odin teaching you something. And that's the magic of everyday life, of every moment, is that then at the end it shows space, you know, infinite space. They took a cameraman and just shot him on a rocket through space and showed all of the infinite nature
cosmos,
of it.
yeah.
It's like we're just here on Earth thinking that this is all there is, but meanwhile everything is so interconnected. And then there's the idea of a butterfly effect, which is the flapping of a butterfly produces a tornado somewhere else. You know, everything leads to that. Like, everything is connected.
Yeah.
Is what it's trying to say.
And that's a perfect place to end it
To
too.
end it, yeah. I just want to double check. I'm just skimping through. I think that's pretty... Oh, and one other thing, because I think it's good for us to, at the end of these reactions, just skimp through and then just off of first impression and instinct, just see if anything calls our eyes. But I just want to mention how usually it's the case where Loki appears in rooms filled with mirrors. And then at the end, he was the reflection of the guy. So again, he's supposed to embody, like, if Loki was not a physical person, but was rather an essence, an aspect, like a devilish nature, demonic nature, he would represent your evil side. So then that makes me wonder, is scientist Eric, is his name, right? Eric?
Yeah.
Is Eric kind of a good guy, or is he going to turn evil? And then are they going to paint it out as if Loki is manipulating him, or is he simply, you know, seeing his dark nature through? It's like, that's what Loki represents. It's that little devil voice that pops up when you're in moments of distress, when you're being held by S.H.I.E.L.D. and you're in a room and you're locked and you're confused and you're annoyed and you're lost and you're hopeless. The devil comes and reaffirms all of those negative thoughts that you've already had. It's that you're like, my own mother must hate me for what I have caused. And it's like, and she kind of prohibited you to come back now.
Yeah.
Oh, and I must cause my father so much pain. Yeah, you killed him of a heart attack because you started the war.
But don't blame yourself.
But don't worry, you know, it's not your fault. And that's what the devil does, and that's what Loki does. And so he understands human nature, but he understands nature in general. You know, but he doesn't understand it fully.
Yeah.
Because he's not allowing himself to live in the light, to feel what it feels like. He's just pure darkness.
Yeah, I think that what he's embracing too, like, he's not actually embracing his shadow side, because he's embracing it, but he's not integrating it in the way that you're meant to in order to transform. Like, he's just fully integrating, like, embodying it, versus he's
stretching its limits. Like, he's in this evil vehicle, and he's like, how fast can I push this?
Which completely, like, takes it off rails, you know, and that's not the way that it's meant to be.
He won't ever find peace unless he dies, maybe, or unless he finds a way to balance out his dark nature with light.
Yeah.
And that's the only way that any of them will ever find it.
It'll be interesting to see, like...
Do you want to just end it here then?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, guys. So this one's a little shorter, but I feel like we got a lot out. It's an origin story for a much more ancient story. Very well done. I love the effects. Again, this is the very start of Marvel, right? Because from that chart, it's all the way up here, and there's like a freaking...
Yeah.
So this is the very very beginning of it, so it's very impressive for what it is. And I'm excited to see the next one. What's the next one?
I think it's Captain America.
Captain America. Okay, so another origin story. And we're going to keep the train moving. And if you guys enjoyed this reaction video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with a friend. We have a podcast that has been launched on this channel. We will be launching gaming very soon. If we haven't launched by this time already, you can check the channel and make sure that there's, it'll all be there, essentially. And I'm a little bit rusty, and I'm trying to beat the clock here, and she's dancing. But, yeah, so with that being said, is there anything else? Am I forgetting anything?
That's all. Thank you, and
Okay.
drop your comments, and we'll try to respond. And thanks for watching, and show this to your dog, and
Show this to your dog, to your neighbor, to your friends, to your baker, everybody. With that being said, don't forget that it's never wrong
to be mentally gone.
Peace to the world.